हरिनाम के लिए, भगवान के लिए, हम इसके लिए आपके बहुत आभारी हैं। हमारे बीच आप देख रहे हैं कि इस्कॉन के भक्तगण आए हैं और अभी अभी पधारे हैं देवकी नंदन प्रभु जी, जो हमारे समझते हैं। देवकी नंदन प्रभु जी के बारे में मैं तो जानती बहुत कम हूँ, ये मेरा दुर्भाग्य है। I know very less about him, but I'm trying to read what introduction I want. But his glories are not limited to this introduction. You have to be with him, you have to see him, you have to see his services to know him. So Devaki Nandan Prabhuji is the disciple of His Holiness Maharaj Vishnu Goswami Maharaj, and he is an member of the GBC, the Governing Body Commission of ISKCON, and he handles specifically the legal matters all over the globe. Prabhuji is a practicing lawyer from Singapore, and he has been in ISKCON since 1983. So 1983 to 2023. So you can see 40 years of devotional service. He also serves as the zonal supervisor for ISKCON Singapore and the Mayapur Vrindavan Trust. Prabhuji is well known for his heart-touching kirtan and discourses on Srimad Bhagavatam. और कई लोग हैं जो सिर्फ इनकी सानिध्य में ही आकर के, इनके करीब आकर के वो भगवान के भक्त बन जाते हैं। ठीक है, तो प्रभु जी इज द बैकबोन। इनके पीछे ही सारी जो यहाँ पर जो आयोजन होते हैं, रथ यात्रा होते हैं, सब कुछ होता है। और ये महाविष्णु गोस्वामी महाराज के बहुत ही करीब, बहुत ही फेवरेट डिसाइपल, और इन्होंने ही राजकोट में जो इस्कॉन टेम्पल है उसके पीछे इनका हाथ है और इसके गुरु की कृपा है। तो हम सब बहुत आदर पूर्वक इनका स्वागत करते हैं और ये कीर्तन करेंगे अभी और फिर इनसे श्रवणम करने की कोशिश करते हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। Thank you Prabhu for taking all the time.
Thank you, Mataji. And thank you for all of you joining us. Is there some music going on? So I think this is the first time we are all meeting each other. At least it is for me. And I think we're all staying in this condo. So it's good to see everyone. And I thought that the best way for us to spend our time together is to chant Krishna's names like we have been doing. Chanting of Krishna's name is very special because the name of the Lord is not different from his form. That means that when you chant Krishna's names, Krishna appears in your heart and he also appears in your tongue. If you chant somebody else's name at the moment, nothing happens. They don't appear before you. If you chant any other material vibration, it is not going to be very helpful because it is material in nature. The power of Krishna's name is that because it is entirely spiritual, if you really put your heart and concentrate on the name and chant it like we have been chanting, you'll find that there's a big difference. Chanting of Krishna's names brings a spiritual atmosphere to wherever you are. This is a clubhouse. Many events have happened here. But 90% of the events that have happened here are actually material in nature. So the vibrations that you get in these events would be material. But chanting today, right, will be very different. Because when we chant, we can actually feel, first, a difference in the atmosphere. Second, and more importantly, there is a difference in our consciousness. Very important. Whenever we are not chanting Krishna's names, the material atmosphere will bring a lot of disturbance to us. And this disturbance comes because of anxiety. There's so much anxiety in the way we live our lives that constantly, every day, there's always some anxiety replacing another anxiety. You must have seen in your life that just when you think everything is going all right, something else will come and it gives you problems. And today is a Sunday, so most of us will be a bit relaxed. But by the end of the Sunday, you start thinking of Monday. And for those of you who are working, you have your deadlines. And even for those who are not working, you have to handle those who are running off to work. And that's also not easy. So my point is, our sastras tell us that this material life is full of anxiety. It is full of miseries. It is full of challenges. But if you chant Krishna's names regularly, if you make a program in such a way that you actually come together to chant the way we're doing, you will find that there's a material, significant difference in the way your consciousness will change. Not only will your consciousness change, but this act of bhakti, it will please Krishna so much that even our characters will change. It's very important. Even the way we behave will change. So devotional service or bhakti is not a sentiment. It's very important for us to realize that it's not a sentiment. And it should never be a ritual. You should not be coming here because this is an event. You should be coming here because it will bring peace to your hearts. And it should not be a one-off thing. It shouldn't be that today because Prabhu and Mataji have invited all of you to come. And then when you go back, nothing changes in our lives. We don't think about these things. So that's very important. People also sometimes think that when you increase time with God, or if you increase your bhakti or your chanting, they feel or they fear that your material life will be disturbed. They think that my work will suffer. They think that I will not have time to integrate with society. But all the devotees that you see here, they are not sadhu babas sitting in a cave. They are all working. They are earning. They have families. They are well integrated into society. There are young children in our programs, if you come, right, who are of this age. They can recite shlokas from Bhagavad Gita. They can chant. They can tell adults about Krishna. There are young boys and girls in the movement. And they are continuing with their studies. They are studying hard. But they do everything for Krishna. That's the difference. So Arjuna was not told to leave the battlefield. He was not told to renounce his activities. He was told to utilize his activities for Krishna. So there is a difference. There is a difference. So please, the purpose we have come together today is life has a sense of urgency. Whatever you do in this life, you're already born. And for those who are born, Bhagavad Gita says death is certain. And in between birth and death, there is always going to be disease and there will be old age. And in these 4 stations of life, there will always be challenges, miseries, and anxieties. So it's not an easy life. Therefore, to have Krishna and to start Krishna consciousness as early and quickly as you can is very important. Nobody in this room can tell with certainty when they will be alive and how long they will be alive. Nobody. And therefore, the most wonderful thing in this world, Yudhishthir Maharaj said in the Mahabharata, is that every day someone is dying. But those who are alive, they actually think that they can live forever. Isn't it true? When we understand or hear someone is dead, we think, all right, but my time is not up yet. But we don't realize that our time is not yet. And that's why these gatherings are very sweet, because we are connected with spirit and not matter. But these gatherings are also important for you to take seriously, to understand the goal of life. That is very important. But the good thing is, our activities are very easy. Even children can chant Krishna's names. Not very difficult. And the children are very well behaved. They are very quiet. Generally, children are riot. But here they are all well behaved. So I request you now for the next few minutes, please chant. Just like what we have done, to please chant. And to please hear the holy name. When you hear it, when I sing first, you hear. And after I have finished singing, you must sing. Because then I must hear. So this hearing, Shravanam, has two parts to it. As you hear, your heart becomes cleansed. And as you chant, you will hear, you also become cleansed. So they are intrinsically linked. You can't take hearing out from chanting. You can't take chanting out from hearing. They're always together. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. This is the process of it. It's very easy. And after chanting for a few minutes, I want to share with you all a very, very interesting story from Srimad Bhagavatam that tells us how the practice of devotional service can actually change the way we behave. That is very important. You know why young children and young adults do not have faith in religion and spiritual life? It's because they see people going to the temple, coming for prayers. And at that time, they are very good people. The moment the prayers are finished and they come out, they gossip, they are sarcastic, they are hurtful, they criticize, they speak bad about others. So the younger generation sees this and they think, what kind of spiritual people are these? They are hypocrites. Very nice in the temple, but very terrible outside. People lose faith. People lose faith. So bhakti should be so powerful that whatever you are in this room now should be what you are outside this room. And whatever you are in the four corners of your own house should be exactly who you are outside of it. That should be the measure of bhakti. So bhakti is about development of character. It is about development of our consciousness. It is much more than just wearing dhoti, tilak and kurta, and thinking that we are devotees. No, it's much more than that. And if you do this, your children are watching. If you tell them you must chant Krishna's names and you're watching television, do you really think they will chant? They won't chant. They will say, you are telling me to chant, but you're not chanting. So the best way to transform your children's lives is you become devotees first. If your garden is not in order, then how are you going to make other people's gardens in order? You can't. It starts from us. So let's chant Krishna's names. You have heard so nicely Prabhu has been chanting. Let's continue the chanting. But this time, everyone must pay attention to the chanting. Children, no running around. You sit where you are and you chant. Is that alright? And you can clap. And I know children, your voices are normally louder than your parents. I think your parents are right? You have very loud voices. I was walking, I had parked the car and I was walking here. And I could only hear your voices. So you're very powerful. So you must chant very loudly. Okay? Ready? Good. Krishna Krishna